Hello, everybody. Welcome to Trek on Tuesday. It's just me today. No Aaron. He will be back with us next week. But we have a very fun topic to talk about today. It's probably the funnest topic in the world. We're talking about going back to school. Okay, we're going to make it a little bit better than that. We're going to talk about lunch and how to have a good lunch at school. Leave us a comment if you or your kids started school this week. Some people started yesterday. Some people started today. If you don't live in the same part of the country as I do, you're thinking, what? We still have like weeks left of summer. We're not going back to school anytime soon. Let me know if you are those folks to leave those comments. Let us know, when does school start in your area? We're going to be asking for more comments from you guys today. I really need your help today. We're going to be putting together a list of 5 different school lunch ideas. 5 well-rounded lunches is what we want to come up with. And I kind of have a hunch that no one is going to have better input than this, than our parents. You guys have put together a few lunches. And I'm also going to show what I put together for lunch with just items I have in my house. You know, I work from home most of the time, so I don't usually pack a lunch, but I tried to today just to see, could I put together a well-rounded lunch? I am missing one of the major food groups in my lunch box, and I want to know if you guys can catch which item that is. But before we get there, I want to call your attention over to a cool blog post that kind of summarizes everything we're going to talk about today and more. It's how to pack a better school lunch, and it gives a few tips that you can share with your kids if they're planning their own lunches. The first step is kind of what we're doing today, which is plan it out. You can sit down for a few minutes at the beginning of the week or on the weekend and plan out a week's worth of lunches. This will help you prepare for what's on your menu. If you need to grab anything from the grocery store, you don't have time to do such a thing. You guys can see this blog here at the bottom of the screen, at the URL at the bottom of the screen. Nana Fox says school starts the Tuesday after Labor Day, where they are. I think a lot of people start then, but for some reason in Texas, we start early. I think we even tried to push it back, and yet we are still somehow starting it early again. I know all my nieces and nephews started school today, so they've already eaten their first lunch. They're not even getting to see this video. They're not going to be informed. Maybe next week they can watch this video before next week as they're packing their lunch. You guys can also have, if you're going to school, the big decision to buy or not to buy lunch. Let us know which way you lean. If you think about it, you can get a pretty healthy lunch, both if you pack it or if you buy it. I think there were times when maybe buying school lunch wasn't always healthy. I think nowadays they try to make that a pretty balanced meal. Also, something I feel like that's changed over the years, you used to go to school and you'd like buy a milk carton or you'd buy a bottle of water. I feel like we are all really good at carrying around like our portable thermoses, or I think like kids strap one around their backpack, the reusable water bottles. As scouts, we highly encourage you to lean that way. Oh my gosh, Kristen says they started last Thursday. That's wild. No, that's the earliest I've heard of anybody starting. Kristen, what was in your kids' lunches for those first couple of days? I'm curious. Maybe you can help us build out our list here in a second. A few other things I want to call out in this blog post before we move on. You got to think about what kind of lunchbox you're going to bring. We'll get into that in a little bit. And then here's what's the hardest thing for me. It advises to stay away from packaged snacks. Now, I think some packaged snacks can be pretty healthy. There's probably preservatives in certain things, but you can assess what those preservatives are. Not all of them are super unhealthy. My lunch is full of a lot of kind of packaged snacks. I'm a sucker for like little mini sized things. Well, let me just show you. Okay, so there's 3 kinds of lunchbox I have here. I'll show you them all, but this is what I kind of packed my lunch in today. I challenged myself thinking, can I fit a full lunch in there? Easily, especially because I do have my reusable water bottle. Kristen says Lunchables for the win. For the first day. Gosh, I love a Lunchable. And those are pretty well balanced. Like, there are so many Lunchable options. Honestly, if I ate a Lunchable every day, it'd be a lot healthier than what I choose to eat for lunch a lot of days. So in my lunch here, I've got my protein. You guys shout out if you know any good protein item tips that you want us to put in our buildable list here in a second. Meat options, meatless options. If you have a family who is vegetarian, perhaps. I love the little chicken salad kits. People do the tuna salad. Some people might say this is not healthy because it's prepackaged. It's got preservatives. Mine's even like in a little bit of a can with crackers. It's chicken. I think that's kind of healthy, but you guys definitely correct me. Let me know, what should I put in there? I have these little cooler packs. They're my favorite. So cheap. Always stick them in there because I'm not going to stick my lunch in a refrigerator if I'm headed to school. I would say invest in these little babies. This is a staple for me. This is part of my real lunch. I love a Baby Bell cheese. They're so delicious. Honestly, if I was going to school, though, I'd probably put about 2 or 3, 4 maybe in there. But they're not cheap, so maybe I would find a different kind of cheese to put in there if I was going to be eating that much. Oh, I'll save this one. Peanut butter crackers. I think peanut butter crackers or some kind of a proteiny cracker is a great thing to have in your lunch, especially if you can access it throughout the day. I know in school when I had something like this in my lunch, it usually didn't make it to lunch. It was my, like, I can't wait anymore. I need a quick snack. Eat in the hallway, or maybe you have snack break, depending on the age you are. An alternative to that, though, like I have those crackers. I have the crackers that come in this. Sometimes I put a little bit of like almond butter or something on one of those. Sometimes I will eat almond butter straight from these little packets. There's not that much, and I really feel like it gives me a lot of energy fast. Not super unhealthy. This is just in, so there's not really any added sugar. It's good stuff. I've got my blackberries here. I love blackberries. I feel like it's dessert, even though it's a fruit. Okay. And then last but not least, I am a big believer in treating yourself just a little bit. So I have these like healthy brownies. They're pretty healthy. Again, no added sugar, made from cocoa. They are dairy and nut free, which my dairy free, nut free, vegan, and kosher. That is a big deal for certain allergies. And I would say for being all of those things, these taste like real brownies. I'm highly recommending this. I'm even showing you. They don't even sponsor the show, but I want you to know these are pretty good. Now, I am missing something in here. I am missing a very obvious kind of food I should have in my packed lunch. Please comment and let me know what it is. While you're doing that, I want to pull out my very favorite thing I keep in my lunchbox. I love the call out below. This is kind of like, it's kind of like an on-the-go mess kit, or like a civilized mess kit. I'm not going camping. That was my watch talking. I apologize. But it has all this reusable silverware in it. It has a little way to clean the straw that comes in it, which I love. And yes, there's a straw. I'm big on using a straw if I drink like iced tea or something. I'm putting a straw in there. That's not just an exaggeration to make that seem relevant. I really do use the straw. Anyway, comes with, these are also like silver. Like I can put them in the dishwasher. I think they're titanium actually, but they're really fun colors, huh? You may or may not be able to have something like this at school, but you could probably have a plastic version. And then there are chopsticks in here as well. And these do get used quite a bit. So that's my favorite thing I have in my lunch. I think it'd be a pretty fun thing for a kid to have in their lunch as well if they don't. I also see there's like a lot of like bento boxes now for sale. I see them at like Target and Walmart all the time. They kind of have the compartments where you can put different things in your lunch and then a snappable lid. I love that idea. I think I'm going to get one of those as well. I also promised you I had 2 other kinds of lunch boxes. I used my cool little Volkswagen bus one. It is an actual Volkswagen, as you can see. This is pretty much my standard work lunchbox. It's super floppy and flat. Works great, but if you have anything like these guys in there, they're going to get totally smushed. I think it just depends on what you're taking. And then this is another favorite of mine. They started making these throwback Playmate coolers. It's really little. I hope you can tell by the scale here. You've seen you saw these in like the 90s for sure. And then they kind of disappeared for a little bit and they're back. It's new and it's still kind of designed like the little 90s ones. I do love this one too. Again, you got to throw those little ice packs in there. Okay, I haven't seen anybody comment with what lunch item I was missing from my pack. I'll show you one more time what I had in there. So I had my proteins. I had a little kind of more protein snacky, desserty kind of item. Had some fruit and my blackberries. And then I had a little dairy here with my Baby Bell. What am I missing, guys? I see that you're out there. What am I missing? Okay, let's move on over to our lunch building. Behind the scenes, Brian has our lunch building list. So help us build 5 well-rounded lunches here. Maybe we can start off by putting my items. I also have access to this list, so bear with me as I type in it. But I'll put Okay, so for one, I will put chicken salad kit. Okay, because no one's, I mean, there are plenty of devoted parents out there who are going to make a chicken salad and like put it on a sandwich, whatever. But there's also the chicken salad kit, a little cheese wheel. We're saying wheel because we don't want to steal cheese stick, which I'm certain is going to come up later. Blackberries. Whoops. What else did I have in there? Had a healthy brownie, very healthy brownie. Oh, and I had peanut butter crackers. Well, guys, I gotta hop on over to the comments and see if anybody let me know what I was missing from my lunch. No one said anything, so I guess spoiler alert, I'll add it. I need some kind of a vegetable in there. I think in a perfect world, I would have had something like carrots or maybe like a cut up bell pepper and hummus to dip it in. That would have been pretty good. Okay, let's come up with another here. It's really easy. It's called a Lunchable. I am borrowing from Kristen's idea. Lunchable usually has everything in it. I'm going to kind of invent what would potentially be in it just so you can see. There would probably be something in there like a juice, a crackers, meat, cheese. There's usually a little dessert. Okay. I'm trying to think, is there ever a vegetable in there? Maybe you could throw in some like snap peas with it. That's probably not in the Lunchable, but I like that meal. Okay, you even get the bonus juice. I'm just going to assume with all of these that you've got something like a portable water bottle. Guys, if you have ideas for other healthy meals, be sure to leave them in the comments. I'm also going to borrow from our How to Pack a Better School Lunch article. I like the idea of doing like you could do a wrap peanut butter and jelly. Have you ever done something like that? I'm going to put it on there. I'm not totally sold that I would like it, but I think it's something to put on a list. No, I think that probably it is good if you get the right kind of wrap. Any ideas out there? Wrap peanut butter and jelly. I guess we could call it a peanut butter and jelly wrap. That makes a lot more sense. Peanut butter and jelly wrap. What else could we do? Like, let's say, okay, baked chips. People love chips. I think baked chips is a great idea. Applesauce is another great way to get some kind of a fruit in there that's easy to buy in a pack, pretty healthy. And you could definitely check. I think just one tip, I'm not a huge health nut, but it's totally worth just looking at the back of the ingredients of the applesauce and seeing if they add sugar to it or not, because they usually do, but you can usually find that just about every grocery store, one brand, not usually even the expensive one brand that doesn't add sugar. And to me, they taste identical. I don't know why they add sugar. That's honestly true for a lot of things like pizza sauce and pasta sauce. Like, just look back on the ingredients list, see if they don't add sugar. You won't taste a difference, I bet. But let me know if you disagree. I'm open to your feedback. Okay. Dried fruits. Okay, we already have a fruit. Let's say you want to be very refined and have a little mini salad on this one. Okay, this is a very healthy meal. But the baked chips, I mean, that's a little fun. Okay. I liked this one. Cold chicken finger wrap. I think that is a great idea from our blog post here. You could do something like, what else could we do? Fruit and a vegetable, maybe a little dessert. Okay, what if you put some vegetables on that cold chicken finger wrap? Okay, so like let's say you added some cold chicken finger and Caesar. I'm going to spell Caesar live. Thank you, autocorrect. It's cold chicken finger and Caesar wraps. We got some lettuce in there. Then you're going to do some dried cranberries, maybe. Those are very easy to find, very delicious. Maybe some pretzels. Let's go cheese stick. Okay, we already did cheese wheel. Cheese stick. I'd say that's a pretty good meal. Maybe you want to throw some, I'm going to save this for our next one. Don't waste it, Gina. Don't waste it. Okay, next one, I'm going to start off with what's our protein here? Let's try to go meatless. Can we do it? Ooh, vegetarian, not vegan. And you could do like I like hard boiled egg. I think that that's good. I liked that a lot in school. Maybe some kids think that's gross, but if they're big for dyed Easter eggs, they might be interested in hard boiled eggs. Sometimes you put like a little bit of pepper in there and they can like dip it in there, or salt. Okay, yogurt. Let's get our fruit and our dairy in there. Let's do cherry yogurt. And then what kind of a vegetable would be fun? Carrots and ranch. Love to dip in some ranch. You got to indulge a little bit. And then I feel like you might still be a little bit hungry with this meal, so you deserve something like a bag of Oreos. I'm sorry, it has to be done. You have to have Oreos in your school lunch sometimes. Some other things I've seen, I know we filled out our 5 lunches here, but I've seen people I'm trying to think back in the day when I was sitting at the lunch table and I looked at the kids next to me and they had something way cool in their lunch that I didn't. They would have like those little seaweed snacks. They're like little flat pieces of seaweed. I always thought that was very cool. Wasabi peas. Those were something people always wanted to trade for because they were kind of spicy and fun. I liked just, plain cherries were a good thing. What am I missing? Behind the scenes, Brian has also seen quite a few school lunches, I imagine. So if he has any ideas, I'm happy to add them. Anybody else out there want to add anything to our list here? I feel like we've done pretty well. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lunches. You might have to add more depending on the age of your kid and their hunger level. But if you have like an elementary school kid and they're already getting a snack during the day, or maybe they're buying, I know a lot of people will buy their entree at school and they bring all of like their veggies and fruits, what have you. So, pasta and peas with grated cheese. I love that idea, Kim. Pasta and peas. And that is definitely a vegetarian option. I don't know how I spelled peas, but here we go. Keep those ideas coming. I knew you guys would have some. Trying to think. What have we missed? Apparently, oh gosh, I love this. A little note. You have to have a note. Something I would see sometimes that I thought was so cute was my friend's mom would write him notes on a banana peel, on the banana, like on the peel. So he could peel it. And then I'd ask my mom to write me notes and she would draw on the outside of the bag for me, which I really love. Can we add carrots and cucumbers for snacks? Absolutely. Keep them coming. I'm all into the like raw veggies and things you can dip or whatever. I think that establishes sometimes people get older and they don't want to eat raw veggies. They want them cooked, sauteed, whatever. And I think it's very valuable if you can just eat those as a snack. I'm going to add one that I don't think is weird, but sometimes people think is weird, but I like just plain cherry tomatoes. That's probably in every single one of my school lunches, just a bag of plain cherry tomatoes. Back in my day, we always used Ziplocs for those things, but I know there are all kinds of good reusable options now. We talked about those bento boxes. There's little containers, or there are the reusable bags that have like a zipper now. Those are literally everywhere, I feel like. And a lot of them are dishwasher safe, I think. So it's like a no-brainer. Okay, guys, anything else we want to add to this list? I'm going to take this list and actually add it to the blog post that is on scoutlife.org. So your input is quite valuable. And if you're seeing this after, maybe you were in school and you're seeing this after school and we're not live anymore, still leave your comment. I'll come back. I'll add it to the blog post. Again, it will be very valuable. TJ, another thanks on the suggestion for a parent note. I think that's a really, really fun idea. It means a lot to kids. Okay, guys, I think that's it. I think that we have done our duty faster than I ever expected we could have. But I do want to say, after today's show, I highly encourage you to go to go.scoutlife.org/lunch ideas. There are all kinds of suggestions for how to make your lunch more fun, more delicious, and more healthy. Honestly, I just think changing it up occasionally for your kids, if you're making a lunch for them, they're very lucky, first of all. So thank you for doing that for your kids. But second of all, just changing it up, I think, means a lot. I remember my mom changed it up to like, she started making me pitas, like putting the same things in like a pita. That really was very, very exciting for me. Delicious. Anyway, okay, when your kids get home from school, make sure they see this video, or if you know another parent who maybe they're sending their kid off to school for the first year, tag them in the comments. Keep your ideas coming. I'd love to add these to the blog post as we go. I believe we will be live again tomorrow for Troop Talk Live, if that's right. I'm pretty sure that we are. We're definitely live on Friday for Cub Chat Live. I will be back at 2 p.m. Central, the same place you're watching now. You can watch again. I can't wait to talk to you then. Thanks, guys, for joining me. We definitely miss Aaron, and we can't wait for him to be with us again next week. We'll see you guys.